If there's one person in this world who truly knows how to craft a captivating story, it's Taylor Swift. This woman has turned her life experiences into multi-million selling albums. Born on December 13, 1989, in Reading, Pennsylvania, Taylor Allison Swift grew up on a Christmas tree farm surrounded by rolling hills and the scent of pine. Picture this, a young Taylor sitting by the window watching snow fall while clutching a notebook, penning lyrics that would touch the hearts of millions someday. And boy, was it a game changer. By the time she was 14, Taylor and her family packed their bags and moved to Nashville. It was like a young warrior entering the battlefield and claiming her victory. At 20 years old, she became the youngest artist ever to receive this honor. But even at the peak of her career, she faced challenges. It was the year she decided to say goodbye to country music and fully embrace pop. It was a bold move. Some folks thought it was risky, but Taylor, well, she was ready. Her album of the same name was a massive success. Critics ate their words. It wasn't just a success, it was a revolution. She's been a role model. She's used her platform to advocate for important causes, to uplift those in need and to inspire young girls to chase their dreams fearlessly. She's donated to schools, supported her fans through tough times, and spoken up against injustice. Shake It Off, Blank Space, Style became anthems that dominated the airwaves. She's given glimpses into her life, shared stories, and connected with fans on a personal level. Her story is a tapestry woven with threads of talent, resilience, vulnerability, and strength. So keep listening, keep humming, and keep believing in your own dreams, because Taylor's story is a reminder that anything is possible if you dare to follow your heart. She's shown us that it's okay to be vulnerable, that reinvention is a superpower, that silence can be golden, and that a melody can move mountains. Yet she's also fiercely protective of her privacy, setting boundaries when needed and cherishing her quiet moments. She won Album of the Year again. Doubters became believers. At this point, Taylor Swift wasn't just a lucky country singer, she was a global pop sensation. Remember the MTV Video Music Awards in 2009? That was a tough moment, a public humiliation. False stories, online bullies, legal battles over her music. People were stuck at home, seeking solace in music, and who better to provide that than Taylor? She surprised us all with not one but two albums, Folklore and Evermore. These weren't typical party anthems. They were introspective, poetic, and deeply moving. Songs like Cardigan and Willow gave voice to the emotions many couldn't express during that time. It was like she read our minds, understanding our grief, our isolation, our longing for connection. And once again, she won Album of the Year. It was a testament to her versatility, her ability to connect with audiences on a deeper level. But through it all, she stood tall. She remained focused on her craft, using her experiences to create music that was honest and authentic. When her acceptance speech was cut off, it was jarring and hurtful. But instead of lashing out, she showed grace and composure. And guess what? She turned that experience into art, using her pain to create music that touched millions. From her early country hits to her latest pop bops, the tour broke records, sold out stadiums, and touched the hearts of millions. It wasn't just a concert series, it was a cultural event. Taylor, with her dazzling costumes and electrifying stage presence, took her fans on a nostalgic ride, belting out classics and premiering new hits. The Eras Tour solidified Taylor's status as a global icon. It was a show of gratitude, a thank you to her fans who've been with her through thick and thin. People sat up and took notice. Soon after, her self-titled debut album went platinum. Her storytelling, her raw honesty, and her knack for turning heartbreak into poetry resonated with people, especially young girls who saw in Taylor someone who understood their feelings. But success can bring unwanted attention. Some folks criticized her, saying things like, "She's too emotional," or "She dates too many people." They mocked her lyrics. They tried to hold her back, but Taylor didn't let negativity dim her shine. She continued writing, pouring her experiences into her music. With each album, she evolved, experimenting with different sounds and styles. From Fearless to Speak Now, from Red to 1989, her evolution was like watching a butterfly emerge from its cocoon, beautiful and strong. It was a big step, leaving everything familiar behind for the unknown. But you know what? Taylor was ready. She was like a sponge, soaking up every experience. Despite being the new kid, the outsider, a teenage girl in a world of grown men, she didn't back down. She let her music do the talking. And oh, how it talked. Her early life was like a fairy tale. Sure, there were a few cracks, some financial worries, a divorce scare. But through it all, there was one constant: music. For little Taylor, music wasn't just a hobby. It was a solace, a friend always there for her. It was also her ticket to another world. You see, at 9 years old, everything changed. Imagine being 9 and hearing your very first country song on the radio. Something inside young Taylor ignited, setting a fire that would burn bright throughout her life. It was a passion so strong that she begged her parents for a guitar. Mrs. and Mr. Swift knew their daughter was special, but they didn't expect this level of dedication. Nevertheless, they supported her. Can you picture them walking into the local music shop, Taylor leading the way, eyes shining with excitement as she picks up her first guitar? When Taylor got her guitar, she practiced for hours every day, strumming chords until her fingers bled, singing until her voice cracked. It was intense, like seeing a determined young athlete training for the big game, except this athlete was wielding a guitar instead of a ball. Her dream was clear: to perform in front of thousands, to have her name shining on a big stage. And today, I want to tell you the story of how she became the most successful female artist in history. Get ready, because this is gonna be epic. You can imagine her in her room with a notebook and a pen, lost in a world of melodies and lyrics. She was so committed that she scribbled lyrics everywhere, on scraps of paper, in margins, anywhere she had space. If only those early scribbles could somehow magically transform into the hits of tomorrow. But Taylor's story doesn't end there. No, sir, this girl had ambition. At age 11, she teamed up with her mom and drove down to Nashville, the heart of country music, to hand out demo CDs to record labels. Talk about courage. Imagine a tiny Taylor walking into these big buildings, holding her demo CD with both hands, hoping for a chance. It must have been nerve-wracking. But you know what? She didn't let it stop her. But the doors that opened for her weren't the ones she expected. The executives told her, "Come back when you're older." That's a gut punch, especially for someone as talented as Taylor. But you know what? Instead of giving up, she doubled down. She went back to Pennsylvania, picked up her guitar, and kept writing. Back in her hometown, Taylor performed anywhere she could: karaoke contests, coffee shops, county fairs, basically any place that would have her. It didn't matter if there were 5 people or 500. She poured her heart into every performance. Her determination was like a beacon, shining brightly, guiding her toward her dreams. Before she was selling out stadiums, breaking records, and rewriting music history, she was just a girl with a dream. Now, while most kids her age were busy playing video games or hanging out with friends, Taylor was busy writing songs. Then came the breakthrough. An executive finally took notice. At 16, she dropped her first single, Tim McGraw. It wasn't just a hit, it was a statement. In 2010, she made history, winning her first Grammy for Album of the Year for Fearless. And then came 1989, a year that marked a significant shift in her career. But stardom comes with its share of headaches. Behind the catchy tunes and electrifying performances, Taylor faced real struggles. Fast forward to 2020. It was a year unlike any other, a year when the world was battling a global pandemic. As the pandemic eased and the world started healing, Taylor launched the Eras Tour in 2023. It was a celebration, a musical journey through all the eras of her career. Throughout her journey, Taylor hasn't just been a musician. And through it all, Taylor has managed to maintain a sense of mystery, letting her music do most of the talking. So here's to Taylor Swift, the girl who dared to dream, who picked up a guitar and changed the world. And remember this, every time you hear her songs, every time you see her name shining on a billboard, every time you hum along to her tunes, you're part of her story. That's all for today. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and keep chasing your dreams. See you soon.